watching myself because that will just drive me a little bit crazy. We're here at Studio Bell. Got a couple consultants with me today, and we're excited. We're going to jump right in. Last week we talked about several things, dreams and image and attitudes and bookings and how to get bookings. What are scripts and people to book and how to book. And so if you recall, there was a challenge at the end, which was to get how many new bookings? Eight new bookings. Okay, now those bookings could be guests to events, either your weekly success meetings or one of the upcoming events. It could be you already booked and held something like a facial, a double facial. It could be a sharing appointment for your Power Pearls, or you've got people to agree to be on our Facebook Live, one of our events that are coming up. And then it could also, of course, be a party, a new party to be held. So keep working towards that. If you're not quite done, track it. Keep working towards getting 8 things on your books. Ideally, you want to, as you look at your plan, your week at a glance, we talked about working a weekly plan sheet, is the goal would be, and I've heard this many times, 10 appointments on your books for the first 2 weeks of the month. And imagine what 10 new appointments, parties, facials, guests to events, what 10 new appointments on your books would do for those first 2 weeks, to where then that really gets you going. So you're not fixing yourself up for the first 2 weeks to get yourself fixing to get going, only to then be at the end of the month and then people postpone or cancellations. You got to plan for those. It all happens. I have cancellations, I have reschedules, and it's just part of our business. And so when that happens, give them an incentive and ask the difficult questions. Would you like to reschedule? May I ask what is causing you to need to reschedule at this time? And sometimes life has happened and they emotionally are wanting to withdraw. And this is when you have an opportunity that I believe cannot be done very easily or as well when it's through a text or an email. So voice conversation is, to me, much more of a personal connection than text or email or Facebook. So one of the things I suggest is when you're booking an appointment, right after you book her, right after, whether you did happen to just see it through the whole conversation through text, you call her. And you call her and you say, oh my goodness, I know we just scheduled. I just wanted to leave you a quick message, because it might go to voice message. If it doesn't, that's even better if it doesn't go to voicemails. But let's just say it goes to voice message. And you say, I just wanted to call and I want you to have a voice to the name again. I'm excited for your party. We're going to have the best time. I cannot wait to treat you to this experience. Again, there's not going to be any purchase required. I really look forward to visiting with your friends and giving them a fun pampering too, because when was the last time you just took time for yourself? Karen, I'm really looking forward to meeting you face to face again, as it was so brief at the event or the fair or whatever. If it was a referral, talk up the person who gave the referral and just say, I just love being around her, or whatever you admire most about that person that gave the referral. And I just know that you're going to be just as amazing of a friend as she is, because, whatever. So if you know something about her that the friend told you, that's awesome, because you just reiterate that. Because why? Now she's more connected to you. She feels more of a commitment, and it is more of a heart transaction versus just, I say if you book over text, you'll probably get more breakups over text as well. But sometimes that's the only thing that they're confident enough to communicate. So I'd rather them cancel and give me some time notice, because life comes up and things happen, and sometimes they don't feel confident or comfortable enough sharing with you what's going on in their life. But I always leave the door open to say, I do have some more availabilities. Would it be better to reschedule you for next week or the following? I assume they're still going to be interested, but at the same time, maybe they're not now. If they're not interested, they may just not reply, and that's okay. But you want to do all that you can to foster that openness and let them know you're not disappointed in them. I find 9 times out of 10, women are embarrassed. They feel some sort of guilt or shame when they have to cancel or whatever, and they honestly think sometimes I would want to book with them again because they already canceled on me, and they already canceled. So give them permission. I do have a policy where I do allow, you can book again, and we can get that set up. And I would probably double book or triple book on that same time with that one person again. If you were planning to go to her the first time, I would probably open it up to where she's coming to you this time. And again, I would double and triple book that so that there's multiple people in case she happens to do that again. Because sometimes there is a certain type of character where they will allow every little distraction to interfere with their bookings. And they're more loyal to something or someone else, whether it be kids or whatever. And if one kid raises her hand and says, Mom, I needed you to take me to Jimmy's, she will cancel everything on her schedule for that little Jimmy. You're dealing with different personality styles. So what's in it for her? Door back open. Ask for the reschedule right then if she wants to get back on the schedule. If she says, I'll call you, just know it's not going to probably happen. And move on, and that's okay. I will ask permission. Would next month maybe be a better season? I can put you on my wait list. I will say that. I know that I'm probably, if you have a wait list that you then schedule out for the next month, put her name and number or get a little folder and put her for October, November. If she's like, hey, I'm going to have a baby and I'm going to be more available on there, doggone it, I'm going to make a note in my phone that's going to prompt me to call her back in that month. So have some kind of an easy system that you can go to, and it could be a folder that you put January through December. And as you have people that you want to follow up with out that far, you can just stick their name and number or their lead or something. Okay. In that part of your notebook, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this week. I want to talk a couple things. First is how to prepare for your party and how to get yourself kind of set up. So we already talked about the booking side of it. Did we talk much about the coaching? How to follow up, when to follow up, how to ensure that the party holds? We talked much about that. So I know I kind of did that a little bit, which is right first off, if you just booked her, call her. Then what I'm going to say to her after I speak with her is, even if it's a voice message, is I'm going to ask her, is she thinking of already some girlfriends that she wants to invite? I'm going to start to partner with her on helping her have a successful party. And so I'm going to ask her, what would she like to, what would she love to get from the party? Or if it's her first time ever, I'm going to romance what we're going to be doing at the party. And then I'm going to say something like, if I booked her from a leads and it's her first party, I'm not going to talk to her about hostess credit because I'm presenting that she don't have to clean her, she's going to have this. But if you're promoting it in a way that she is going to get something for bringing friends, maybe it's for every friend you bring, you're going to get an item at half price. Some girls do that. Or when you have 3 friends there and it's a party and we get a couple $100 in sales, I'm going to have a $25 off for you to shop with or something like that. But typically how it works for me is they're going to get their hostess credits at their second appointment. Now I know women that they book it on their first appointment, but that would be more hostess credit if you're a face-to-face, I meet you, and it's not a lead generating, it's not a referral, wasn't at random. It was because I know you, or friend or family, and I want to be in your space and have your friends, and I already know the kind of quality woman you are. I want you as an exclusive hostess. So now I'm going to tempt you with hostess incentives. There's a lot of them out there. The one that I think we've put in on our app is the 200 for free when you party with me, up to 200. Then it shows you different ways that they're going to earn $25 for holding it on the original date, for having 5 people there. You can pull it up on your app. I have a little postcards. In fact, will you grab the one that I have? I believe I have it in there, in the model room or on the front desk there. And so with the 200 for free when you party with me, that is a very generous, but they have to work for that. And they are women that are going to be really a prime hostess. You know, it's just going to be an exciting thing. So you'll be able to look that up on the Julie's Wild Dreamer or the My Unit app or the dreamdrivenarea.com website, and you'll look under new consultant and then boot camp number 2. And so it's going to show you this. I'm really hoping this broadcast is not upside down. So, woo, that's fun. So this is how they can earn the 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. If you are like, don't have these, you can get these from Pink Printing. You can make copies and just take a picture and text it to them. You can buy some of these off of me. I have extras. Again, you might be able to print, but you can get a you'll get a stack of them for like $6 from Pink Printing Office. They're really reasonable. But again, you've got pictures and pages, so you can use that. They also have a full page flyer that will show you that as well. And so when I'm putting together, say a hostess packet, it's going to have pages of that. It's going to have like an outside order form or your Pink sales tickets. It's going to have your business card and a couple lookbooks in a hostess packet with that. And there'll also be a something that will have the date and the time of the party, the location, so she can work off of that. There are hostess brochures, I believe, that the company offers, and in those typically it's like a 75 for 35, so it's $40 free, $75 worth of product for $35. Sometimes they'll show that one on there. They'll also have one that's like a percentage. So based on how many bookings and how much is sold, that will determine if they get a 10, a 15, or a 20% off based on the party sales. So if it was $200 in sales and she doesn't get any bookings, she would get 10% of 200, which is $20 off of her order. But with that, there has to be at least $200 in sales is typically the minimums there. But
good to have different kinds of promotions, or can you just
pick one? I really think that it depends on your personality style. So this is an open-ended question. Okay, you are an independent business owner. I have found personally that has not been a strength of mine to stick with one thing for any length of time, because I get bored with it. You have to be excited about it. So, but you also need to think, what is something simple for you? I don't mind complexity as long as I have something cute and fun and sparkly to show to them, because it gets me excited explaining that. And I would do it for that. So ask yourself, what would I do it for? And then you can even go so far to say, what would it take to get you to hold a party with me? And they might say, I just want a free satin handset. Or I want that satin lips. Could I earn that at half price? Like, you could earn it for free or half price. You want to know how do you earn both ways? And I do the same kind of rules, if that makes sense. So get excited about something, but have something that's an incentive. So when you're calling her and you say, just for having a few girlfriends, join you because it's just as easy for me to treat one as it is for me to treat 2 or 3 or 4. So that's when I say you're allowed up to 5 friends. If you're like, whoa, I haven't done 5 friends, I feel like the more that's there, the less attention is on me, and I just have to kind of like, when it's 1 or 2 people, all eyes are on me, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm like sometimes a little more intimidated in a sense. Sometimes I'm like, now I'm pretty good because I'm pretty practiced well. But you may find that you like to have minimum 3 people there or 4 people, and when you place your first order, if it was 600 or more, you got set up for up to 6 people. So that's why I say you plus 5 friends. Okay. So I'll ask her, when you have a few friends, is that something that you would see yourself doing? And if her style, if she's not comfortable with that, she's more of a C personality, she will oftentimes, or an S sometimes, they don't know you yet, they don't feel you're not sure really trust you yet, she might just come to experience it herself. Then you build that loyalty and that trust, and then you book her for the second appointment for more incentives, because now she's most likely giving you some referrals. Maybe that could be the start of her guest list. But back to when I'm talking to her, I'm finding out, is she going to invite some friends, and does she want, you know, when she has a few friends, I'll have a little added gift. You could just say, I'm going to have a little added goodie for you. Literally, it could be that little mini lotion in a swag bag for her. Don't need to commit to anything because you don't know her yet, maybe. You know, like you don't really know her that well. Then the second, then I'm going to say, when will you have a chance? Are you already thinking of some girls? Who are you thinking of inviting? What's pocket of friends? Are you thinking work friends, neighbor friends, family, or a little bit of all, like a little Heinz, you know, just a little variety? Because oftentimes they have different social groups, and that's what you. So then I'll say, when will you have a chance to invite them? And do you know how you'll invite them? Do you know what to say? I am bored at the times when girls don't know what they're going to say. So by you just taking a few minutes to say, well, I find the easiest way to invite your friends is to say, hey, girlfriend, you know, or hey, tell me the name of one of your friends. And she says, Sarah. Hey, Sarah, this is so-and-so. She'll already know it's you because she's got caller ID. I'm so excited. I have scheduled, or you can say I have won, depending on what they, I have won an ultimate facial experience with Mary Kay at the studio or at Studio Bell, or you don't even need, depends on where they're booked at. Okay, so we'll just say at the studio, at Studio Bell, and I have been given the chance to have up to 5 girlfriends, and I thought of you because I just love time together. I know that you enjoy taking care of your skin. I thought you'd really love this charcoal facial, charcoal mask, that Mary Kay's new exclusive, and I'm so excited. I need to know if you're planning to come because I can only have up to 5, and if you can't, I'll select somebody else on the list, but you were top on my list. I really wanted to have you there as one of my friends, my girlfriends, because we would have the best time. And hey, if you have someone in mind that you would like to invite, as of right now, I have 2 extra spots available. So like if she says, I can only think of 2 people that might consider it, great, invite them and then let them invite a friend or 2 of theirs. Okay, so then they can, you kind of coach her on that. And then let me know in the next 24 hours because I want to make sure that I give my count to the consultant. So she's best prepared with your swag bag and goodies. Everyone's going to get a little goodie bag. So I let her tell that to her friends because now they feel like what's in it for them. And I was selected and it's helping her out. So then after we establish she's inviting friends, I ask her when she's going to ask, and she'll usually say within 24 to 48 hours, great. So would you like me to contact you on then, okay, so today is Tuesday. So by Thursday or Friday, you should have the guest count. Great. I can give you a call or you can call me. Which would you prefer? Why I ask that is if she's a very on-point person, she will follow up with you. And she doesn't need to be, in a sense, some styles feel that you're talking down to them. If you say, well, I'll call you and get your list, and you're kind of like this dominating type thing. So I ask their permission of how they would like me to follow up with them. Would you like to call me with that list? Would you like to text me or email me? Or would you like to call me with that? Whatever. So they tell me how they're going to get that list to me. And I'll say, once I have the list or the confirmation of how many girls you have coming, then I do have a few skincare questions to ask them so that I can customize their experience and their swag bag. Okay, and so I can be best prepared. Once I have the guest list and the count, I will then send you the address to the studio with directions, and I look forward to talking to you on Friday. Okay, now, when I talk to her on Friday, and she's confirmed that she's got people coming, sometimes she goes, I couldn't get anybody to go. That's okay. I'm there for you. So I'll go ahead and here's the directions. And here's the questions. I'll go ahead. Do you want me to text them to you so you can have a chance to look them over and then reply back? Yes. Okay. Sometimes if you don't make that contact on that Friday and she doesn't call you like she said she is, she's embarrassed. And she might try to break up with you over text because she didn't get any friends or she got a negative response by someone. And if you don't make that verbal connection, then she will sometimes cancel on your, whatever, okay? And you just need to be able to help coach her through that and just say, well, that's okay. I was going to schedule with you regardless. So I'm committed to you with or without anybody coming. But just know you still have time. You still have time to get people. You can book them up within 24 hours of the event. I would ask you to let me know within 3 hours of the event so that if I do need to set up for some more, and I am going to be scheduling some more because this is an instructional facial at the studio, so there could be some other girls there with you as well. But I'm really looking forward to seeing you. Okay, so I get her guest list. I just want their first names. I have found now that they are usually happier, and some of them don't even have their cell phones. They're all doing this through Facebook. So I will text her the questions, and after I text her the questions, I literally just say, once you hear back from them, forward me their reply, and then there is a point on there where if they choose to watch a short video for a free eyeshadow and a quick few questions, then if you want to give me their number so you don't have to deal with all of that stuff, you can do it and I can correspond with her directly. And I'll text her the video link. So then that's usually when she's seeing that too, because they're responding back to that person. So be open to it. I don't call and pre-profile anymore. I don't. I talk to her, she's the hostess, but I don't call all the guests. But I do get all those questions answered, and 90% of the time they get all their questions back to that consultant that booked it, and she's forwarding it to me. So I know a little bit about their skin type, what their concerns are. Most of you have probably heard the questions, but since I'm recording it live here, and I don't know if I'm going to have things that I can attach to this, so I don't think I can. So I'll just read you those questions really quick of what I send to the hostess on behalf. So here's the party questions. And usually this is all done through text. So, hey, Sarah, this is Julie, your instructional facialist for Tina's party. Okay, so this would be, she then is putting her friend's name, or I could just have her say, here's the text from Julie, who's our beauty consultant with Mary Kay, or instructional facial for the party. This is the date and the time of the party. I'm so excited to meet you before your appointment. I'm so excited to meet you. So before your appointment, I have a few questions for you. Number 1, is your skin more combination - oily or normal - dry? Number 2, do you have any known allergies to any skincare ingredients? Number 3, if I could teach you anything, actually, I've now changed that. Just a minute. I have changed that question, and I wanted to pull it up. It was something to the fact of if you could enhance one thing, do you have it?
Mhm.
There you go. If you could improve one thing about your skin, what would it be? And then number 4, I have an 18-minute MK video. If you'd be interested in watching it, I'll have a free mineral eyeshadow for you. You up for that? Question mark. And number 5, what is your age range? Okay, so ask it. And don't worry about all their responses. What's amazing is I've had a lot of women that are like, sure, I'm happy to watch the video. And some have watched it and some haven't told me they watched it, so they didn't answer their little quick questions, but many of them have. And what I'm doing there is they're seeing a little bit of heart of the company and part of this business and part of what I do before they even meet me. And what's amazing about that, in my professional opinion, is it warms them up to, wow, this is a quality product and this is a good company. Even if she's not going to join, that's okay. It's a layer. It's a layer. So, and there's a couple questions after they do that. So after they say, yeah, I'll watch the video, then I will say, I'm excited for you to try the microderm for your blackheads. Okay, so say that she replies and she's like, okay, I would like help. I'd like to improve the look of my nose because I get a lot of blackheads. So then you're giving her a sincere reply. You know, I'm excited for you to try or hear or learn about the products that we have for your blackheads. For your free eyeshadow, I have 4 questions for you after you watch. Let me know when you're done. Thank you so much for helping me. Here's the link to the video. So that's the response that I give once they answer all those questions and say, yes, they'll watch the video. The link that I send is through our app, and I almost always send Leah Lachlan. I will send Leah Lachlan's video because I personally, as I've watched it, you have to think to what is going to appeal to the masses. Not which one you're most comfortable with or that you like the most or whatever. I mean, because you could. There are a variety of videos. I feel like why I've selected hers is she's a very down-to-earth, real. I know her personally, but also she was a driven scholar, you know, teacher. She already had a level of success, and they all do. They all have great stories. I just like her mannerisms and such. Now, I love Roya Mattis, and she's one that I send to like a second follow-up if they've already heard the facts and the information. I love sending hers because she's got a lot of heart. She's very spiritually driven, so she speaks a lot of faith and belief in the future, and and hers is really short, but I also love the company's Discover Your Why. The Discover Your Why, I will usually send also I'll say, here's another link just in case you aren't able to open the first one. The reason why I do that is if she is interested and more intrigued, it's really good for her to identify with some other stories. And those little short stories, there's about 8 to 10 of them, short, like 2 minutes. And they have specifically this one, her why was building confidence. Her why was having flexibility. Her why was, whatever, leaving a corporate job. So there's all these different stories from different perspectives, different backgrounds, completely different situations, and they can usually find one of them that meets who they are and they identify with even on a deeper level. So I send them both in a way that maybe they'll watch more. Okay. The other thing is I do not send them the YouTube link, which I do have on here, but the reason for that is YouTube, as you know, can send them all sorts of random, ugly, disgusting, false, wrong videos that are bashing and destructive. So why I don't choose that link anymore and why I love our unit app the My Unit app will literally just send them that video, and it won't roll into all these other YouTube videos. So where you find it on the My Unit app, okay, there's the My Unit app. You're going to go to new team building, which has a little heart on it. So you click on team building, and then there's the videos. So what you'll do is you'll click Meet Leah Lachlan. It will start the video, but up in the top right, you say done. Okay, if it starts the video before you click in the top corner, there's a little box with an arrow for the iPhones. I don't know what it is for the others devices. It will then say how do you want to send it? Do you want to send it as a text, which is usually what I do, or you can send it through a phone, Facebook Messenger if they have a Facebook, or you can send it through email. Okay, so I'm going to send it through a text. And now who are you texting it to? Isn't that great? So then you do have to tell them that they don't tap on the picture. They click on the little NSD apps link, which is a little brown box that shows up under the picture of her success story. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Send it to yourself. Make sure, send it to a friend. Send it to some people that have maybe different phones to see how it responds. If they say, I can't open it, it could be that it's just not compatible with their phone, at which point you would have to send her the YouTube link. Okay, it's pretty awesome. Okay, so that, then I send a few questions. So once they say, yeah, I'll listen to it, then here's the questions. Awesome. When she says, okay, I'm done with my video. Awesome, here are my questions for you. Number 1, what impressed you most about the video? Number 2, and I can cut and copy and text you girls that are here, okay? But everybody else, like, just figure that, because, like, yeah. Number 2, what questions did it leave you with? Right? What questions did it leave you with? Number 3, if you were to join our Mary Kay team, what would you enjoy the most? On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being you would rather cut off your toe than to be a consultant, and 5 being I'm ready to go. What were you before the video and after the video? Isn't that cool? Congratulations, you earned a mineral eyeshadow. Now, she's coming to the party. She's getting her mineral eyeshadow. If she doesn't reply back with the questions, you can ask her later. You can schedule a follow-up, right? That's all part of it. But keep in mind, it's a layer. And if you haven't heard from her after a while or right before the party, just say, hey, any chance you had a chance to watch the video? I know you're busy. If she says, oh, I'm just not going to have time, no worries. You can watch it at some point, and I can still send you the questions. You know, like, it's totally fine. You just don't get your eyeshadow. It's good. Okay. Those are the process of how I get people there. Then if you also haven't, you can connect with the hostess and say, my assistant is putting together the swag bags. Oh, they're in the other room, aren't they? Oh, here they are. My assistant is putting together swag bags. I haven't heard back from so-and-so, right? Because you're having her assist you. I haven't heard back from her. We're customizing them, so if she has a chance to get back to us, that would be great. Now, customize is there's notes of how to customize a swag bag, and it's in there. So literally, it's a chocolate or a mint. Yeah, I have chocolates in mine. It's my business card, which on the back side of it would have a label that would have her name. Okay, so in Sharpie, I can just write that person's name on the back. If you want to print them out, then you got a label and you got the font and it's cute. I probably would just have my assistant or someone write their name on the back just because that's me. You do you, I'll do me, okay? And then I'm putting a couple samples. Some girls like to say, would you like more skincare body samples or would you like more glamour? It's really whatever I have at the time. But if you want, some girls in everybody's bag, they give them the mini lotion. Everybody gets a mini lotion. And this one also shows a little mini lip gloss. Now, you will most likely give them one of the lip gloss samples at their party, and they're not getting this swag bag till the very end. So unless you want to give 2 lip gloss samples, I would say I do full-size demo when I'm doing the lip glosses, but again, if you don't have the full-size demos yet, you would then give them just one of the little blisters from what came in your starter kit. Or you can put the little lip gloss, and then I put a mineral, in this one there's a mineral eyeshadow and a lip gloss sample. That's it. You can decide what you do though. And if you want to end up with more, I would suggest that the swag bag shouldn't cost you more than $1. Out the door, between the bag, the tool, the gloss, the chocolate, the mint, $1. Okay? And you think about that, $1 per person. That's very nice. And it looks good. And they're happy. And they felt like you thought of it. My swag bags right now are probably costing more like 50 cents. Because that's what I got right now. But I will do a drawing for a little mini lotion, hand lotion. Or I will tempt them with a mini hand lotion for booking a party. That's their booking gift. So you can use it however you want. There's always going to be lots of ideas. You choose what you want. For those that are new consultants, you don't get those mini lotions until you place your first order. So I would literally use what you have in your starter kit. You've got all those color cards. I do suggest not putting those in as a swag bag. And the reason for that is that's intended for the second appointment. So you should romance the fact that they're going to get to pick one of these at their second appointment. And when you meet with them one-on-one, let's pick your color card. I'll put your name on it. And we're going to put that in my date book. That's going to be your color card when we meet at your second appointment. But if you needed to, you could cut those cards up or peel off those shadows and those lips and use those in your swag bags until you get some other samples for your swag bags. Does that make sense? Okay. And I also realized that not everyone has business cards yet. So that's going to be done through MK Connections on Mary Kay. You do not, I was going to say, okay, that sounded very disciplinary. It is illegal, and you are signed by contract not to purchase business cards with the Mary Kay trademark name, logo, Mary Kay, anywhere of the such through other third-party companies like Vistaprint or other cheaper business card companies. So that's why you're not going to see many consultants, if any. They should not be doing that. It needs to be company approved. So there's 3 different style of cards. I personally love a business card with your picture. I feel like it's way more, they see you, they remember you. They're less likely to throw a card away that has a picture than anything else. But maybe if that's something, a goal that you're like, okay, I'm going to have a professional makeup done, or I'm going to have, not professional makeup, but my professional photography done. There's a lot of photographers, and that's a great way that you can ask them, hey, I'm needing a professional photo for my business cards and my website. Would love to exchange services, or I'd love to, add you in my portfolio and have you as one of my business connections. Or would you consider doing a business trade or a opportunity? You can be in my portfolio. You can take my photo. I'll give you some Mary Kay or gift card or whatever. Or they like business partnering. So you can even say, hey, maybe at some point I can do a little event and, have you come to our studio or something. I usually like to just do the one-on-ones because doing events can be kind of a challenge. But just ask her, what would you charge me for just some headshots? That's all you're looking. You're not looking for a big spread. And some will maybe only charge you $20, $25, for 5 headshot options. Okay. Okay. That is on the swag bags. Next is getting your party bag packed and ready to go. So we do have a packing list that shows you all the potential suggestions of both how to fill your roll-up bag, what goes in each pocket. Not everything in here is in your starter kit. For instance, botanicals. That's something that I like to keep with me for formula maybe 1 and 2, or just 1 or 2, in case you have somebody that happens to show up at a party that cannot use, or there's a lot of younger girls and they're not needing. I have found if you're not doing the botanicals, then the facial cleansing cloths are a good substitute also in a little zippy bag, and just pull a few of those out because they're real gentle, they're easy to remove, and it's kind of a 3-in-1, but in the form of a facial cloth. And I do not believe there's age fighting. Is there age fighting benefits to the facial cloths? I'm pretty sure they're pretty, like my girls use them, so they're like that. Okay, so I'm not going to go through what's in each of the packets, but it's on the sheet, and it's also, there's a picture of the roll-up bag in week 1, I believe, that shows you that. Okay, but that's part of getting yourself ready. When I'm taking my roll-up bag with my starter kit, forgive me for not having my starter kit today. I will bring it next week, and I'll have it fully loaded the way that I load it, because I have things, because I'm just switching over to the new bag. So I will show you. I do take 2 bags in with me because not everything is going to fit into the one, but I will say 1 roll-up bag, 6 mirrors stacked, and your paperwork will fit on both sides of the bag. And she'll talk about in here different things that you're going to also have. And so some of the things that I'll put in the second bag, if it doesn't fit in my starter kit bag, would be like my washcloths. Extra demos of other things like foundations or swag bags. If the swag bags aren't going to fit, in there nicely, I'll put that in a second bag so they don't get dog-eared and bent up and such. And so just know that. And then also I like to bring a couple extra roll-up bags, which are for them to shop from. So it would have full-size product that are not demos. They're not testers, okay? And that would be in another bag, like a rolly bag or another tote that could fit it in there. Okay. So, and like, there we go. So the girls will do that. As far as setup for the party, I love copying Kristen Sharp's national area, their printout of how they set up for the party. And you can check that out. I do highly recommend liquid foundation brushes, providing a pen, a sales ticket, a beauty book there. I don't actually put the sales ticket out for them. I actually have that with me in my starter kit, like in my zippier, my roll up, my bag. But it's kind of nice to have a few of them available in case someone's like, I just want to write it up. That's fine. But I usually just have the skincare profile. These are things you want to make sure you have for your party. The facial cloth for satin lips. What I do with that is I tear them up. You do not need a full disposable facial cloth for satin lips. So please cut it up into little pieces and have them in a separate little baggie. You could put them in what I call a loaded mirror and tray. Let's see if I have one. Sometimes I have them right there. I don't. It's in the other room. So I will show you my loaded mirrors, which I think you'll have an idea of it, but and my bag just as it's full. That's where I'll start it off next week. And then the set placemat sheet now can be the ones that we get in the starter kit. Isn't that great? And they show us the different options of the sets as well. You can decide if you're going to do set specials. I like the simplicity of any 4 sets. You get the roll-up bag for free, but I do know some girls that will say buy 3 sets and get the 4th one at half price, a set, or get 1 item at half price after you've purchased 3 sets, or buy 4 sets and get a 5th set at half price, or a 5th product for free, like a singular product. If they're buying 4 sets, the roll-up bag retails for $35, right? So, a set on average is around $50. Most of the sets are right around $50. So it kind of depends on, if you're planning on doing, just a half price thing, like a Skin Vigorate brush for half price, or a microdermabrasion is kind of a bigger, expensive set for $55. You can be specific on what you want to do, but the set sheet that the company offers us is not going to tell them any kind of a discount, because it is your choice as an independent business owner if you're going to give a discount. I really suggest, though, having a suggestion of what you're going to do, and I can share with you again, like I just did, of what I do, but don't give away the store, and keep it really, really simple. And then if you want to get more for free, book that second party, you know, because they can get up to $200 for free with their second party. But I don't romance that a ton until I meet with them one-on-one also, because I don't want them to withhold from their first purchase. They can, but typically they get something and then the rest just goes on a wish list. Okay, any questions about?
Is that on the site too?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yep. And if there is some extras here in here, if there's an extra handout, you can take one. So I think there is on both of that. Okay. We have covered a good little chunk of things, right? When you are, we're not going to go into the actual what to do for your party. Always set up a second area, or have a second area that you're going to do individual closes, individual consultation. So this is not a scary time. This is a time for you to better connect with each person. And you can just tell them, I will have your swag bag with you for you at your individual consultation with me. And whether you're purchasing anything or not, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get your swag bag. I just want to make sure I answer all your questions. That's a chance for us to schedule your second appointment, for you to take advantage of my $200 for free when you party with me, if you're choosing that. And you're going to also be able to close her on, if they watch the video, asking her those closing questions, which are in your flip chart, but also in our outline of our party. Did you have fun? What did you enjoy the most? Was she one that was willing to hear the heart of the company and learn a little bit more to help us with our Share the Love with 100? And she put a little heart there. You're scheduling her sharing appointment at that time. You're letting her know that you're sending her a link. In fact, you could set her the video link right then. Got her number in your phone. You schedule, when would you have a chance, you think, to watch that? Oh, you'll be able to watch it tonight? Okay, great. Would you like to then do our quick survey question tomorrow? It's simple. The survey questions that you ask her when you're booking her face-to-face is different than those ones that we text her. All right? It is going to be a little bit more of a conversation that's intentional about her and what she looks for. And the survey outline that I use is on our app, and it's on our, let me look and see if it's, I can't remember if we have it in our boot camp or if we have it in our like resources or training. So let me look and just be able to tell you, because, okay, it is under, no, it must be under the boot camp. So under new consultants, I'm going to guess that the outline is in boot camp 4 or 3. Let's see. That one. Or is it 5? And it is also the outline that I use. The outline that I use is under files, and I'll make sure that it gets into these. But it's not in there. There is one that's here that shows Mrs. Cab, which is one of the ways that you can share about the benefits of the business and such. But the sharing of the heart of the company is a conversation, and I will make sure someone's going to remind me that I'm going to be putting it under, I believe, instead of it under, where would be the most resourceful place to put it so you can find it? easily without having to, I'm kind of feeling I don't put it under new consultants. I would put it under, I'd either put it under team building, under that app, or I can put it into resources or training. What do you think? Where would you go, girls? Probably resource. I think team building. Let's just put it under. I'll put it under there. So it's a really basic. It's just called a. I'll find it. It's under files under our unit Facebook page, Julie's Wild Dreamers. Boom, boom. Because I just instructed somebody on that before, and it is called. Right here. Oh, I didn't. That went too far down. Career survey guide. Okay, so under the career survey guide, it is looks like that. Okay, the career survey guide. That's it. These are the questions that I ask, and this is a lot of there. Now, I will say that I do something a little different with the closing of it. As far as the 3 choices, you have 3 pricing options, and it's talking about that. But I like the on a scale of 1 to 5, and then what would you need to know, to get you to a 5. But also for consultants that are starting this, typically if you're giving me this sheet filled out, if you're brand new, this is something that we could do together. If you've got someone that, for your power pearls or something, we're going to usually do that. As of right now, with time too, if you do go through those questions, and then you call me with reviewing it, so that we can then, make sure that nothing's missed and such. So, okay, that is for getting set up for your party, pre-profiling, how to do those individual closes afterwards, asking for the second appointments. You probably already saw there's different weekly plan sheets. I like this one because you can highlight the box of the different, that's just one visual of a weekly plan sheet. The company provides one online that looks like that. And that's just kind of your basic week at a glance. And this thing is like really kind of crazy. And then profiles now look different, so they're actually pretty nice for that. Having something to organize all of your paperworks and stuff, if you didn't already figure out or hadn't seen that done, having a notebook can be great with different topics, because there's those basic topics of booking, coaching, selling, recruiting, and then there's going to be advanced topics with like money management and product knowledge and communication styles like the DISC, and handouts. You can have a folder or a sheet that says handouts for meetings or from training or boot camp training handouts. And there's going to be a lot of things that are resources online. So keep in mind, you don't have to keep a lot of paper. I keep a lot of stuff. So I'm like, oh my gosh, if I don't see it, I'm going to forget about it. And there's just this weird thing that I have with paper, and it's hard for me to throw it away. So then I have all these different binders, and they have different topics, and that's okay if that's how you are. And you like collecting papers, and if it's a tool that you're going to use, then by all means, use it. Don't add more, don't print more until you use up the ones you have. So I want to share this because for those of you that like to track, and I need to know what I'm tracking, and I want to have a system for that, then I want to share these folders. I have a few left, and this is, I purchased through Pamela Waldrop Shaw. She has an amazing, it's called Design Your Life, and through PamelaShaw.com, you can reorder these. And they're a couple bucks, so if you do decide you want one, they're a couple bucks. They put it on, I think, the pink because they're not supposed to print them or make copies of as well, because it is a company, she designed it. So you can take a look through here, but these are some of the things that you could set as goals And this is intentionally to build your business as well as tracking your teams. So if you've got a team, you've got your team at a glance and things that you're tracking with them, and then your team building potentials of who are your potential team members, and then who you're working for prospects or hostess. So you can get an idea of things to track, and you're welcome to create. There's a lot of things out there already created. So please do not recreate and reinvent. Yes, this is a waste of time. Yes, I've seen about everything out there, but I have to just choose the stuff that I have copies of right now. So if there's something that you're thinking, oh, that would be nice if they had something for blank. This company is 53 years wise. That means if you're thinking of it, someone else has already thought of it. So you can just resource that, and you can look things up. You can also ask me or ask a sister consultant that's been in for a while, hey, do you know if there's something that, what have you used or what have you seen? And then we can tell you, show you and point you to the direction, and you can check it out. We're going to close with some of Mary Kay's own notes. That was from Daleen White's training, Notes on New Consultants back in 1963. That would be a little fun to read some of the notes that she wrote, Mary Kay, that they did for their new consultant training back in the day. All right. So some of it will be a little bit of a review, but I'm just going to go through it. Consultant's responsibilities. She started off with a consultant's responsibility to herself. Continuous study of motivation and sales courses and books. That's personal development, right? High self-image. Keep your self-esteem high. Think you are somebody. Well-informed. Read the beauty magazines, which are the lookbooks. All, etc. Okay, all tax deductible. So when you are getting Mary Kay's trainings and DVDs and workbooks and things like that, they're all tax deductible. So that was something she wanted everybody to know. Keep your receipts. Always present best consultant to the public. So present yourself to the best of the best to the public, because you are representing all of Mary Kay and all of Julie's Wild Dreamers, and we are the only Mary Kay anyone will ever know anymore. Look like a beauty consultant at all times. Number 2 was consultant's responsibility to her unit. What would my unit be if every member were just like me? That's the question you ask yourself. Wow. Support unit functions and promotions, and remember, you are part of a team. The consultant's responsibility to the director. Unquestioning support and loyalty. If there are questions, ask in private. Support the director, and director will support you. Attendance at sales meetings. One of very few company requirements. I thought that was pretty cool that she actually put the attendance of sales meetings as a requirement for education, inspiration, and information. Reports at every meeting. Have reports made out and ready. That's your weekly accomplishment sheet. The consultant's responsibility to the company. Support the company policy at all times. The company upholds you. Project company image and present product as company technique outline presentation, which is like through our flip chart and using company facts, not made up things. Okay, that's like upholding the company's image. We are all proud of our company image. It is a prestige. It is a prestige. Wait, it is a prestige company and a prestige product with prestige people. Is that prestige?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So project the image, okay, technique outline, okay. So be proud of that, okay? And then consultant responsibility to customers. Always right. Customers always right. Well, yeah. Be prompt at shows and with service. Keep your promises. Know the product. If asked a question you don't answer, you can't answer, find out, ask your director first, or the resources tools now through Mary Kay InTouch under product knowledge is beautiful. But don't take the time to look it up on your smartphone or look through all your shuffling of your paperwork at that moment. Say, that's a great question. Let's write that down for your individual consultation. Remind me at your individual consultation, because some people will, I will say, they will be the hecklers and they want to stump you. And they might know a lot, but they might say things to sabotage you or to pull the rug out from under you and make you feel embarrassed, because that's where their confidence is at. So just say, well, that's an interesting question or concern. I will look that up and get back to you separately. And just please don't get yourself feeling like you have to defend or debate in that moment if someone's doing that. Okay. Be prompt, okay, there. Tie customer. This means to lock her in. Be honest and fair to hostesses and customers. Number 2, present a professional performance, which means practice it and practice your party presentation over and over and over and over and over. The only way you can keep a customer is earn her loyalty to you as her consultant. So you can't bully her and say, I had her first, or, well, she's my customer. Well, if she was your customer and she loved you and you were treating her fairly and she felt tied to you, she wouldn't be asking me to buy products from. Right? I mean, we met a lot of people that said, right? And even if they're one of my customers, I'm not perfect. And the last thing I'm going to do is tell you that you can't buy from her. But there are some people that just want the convenience quick, and that's why we don't have things at booths right then, because we want to uphold. So I believe that the customer is not always right. I believe it's our responsible as sister consultants to uphold each other and how Mary Kay runs, because they don't get it. And no other company out there is the loyalty of do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. It's do unto me so I get it, and it's all about me. And I'll listen to you, and I'll actually probably persuade you that you like me better and that I'll give you better service. That's not the case. Okay, so so do under your consultants, because you're all sisters, and all the directors and all the consultants, we are not in competition. And I know that that's sometimes difficult to feel at times, because I've been on that end of it where I felt competitive. I've even felt competitive as a director with other directors and other units and how they do it and what they're doing, and I got to get it first. I got to do it better. Like I want our unit to be woo, elevated, and I want everyone to know. So just know that those driven personality styles, which I have, I want to be the best, but not at the sake of losing the trust of the sister consultants, because when you pass each other at events and when you're sitting next to each other at not just our weekly success meetings, but at local company events and at seminar and at career conference and at all the brunches, you don't ever want to say and feel this in your heart that I don't want to look at her in the eye because I'm embarrassed because I took one of her customers because I was gossiping or I was listening about all the stuff this customer said about her. No. In most situations, just directly connect with that consultant and just say, hey, I met one of your customers. What can you tell me about her? And oftentimes she's got a story about that customer, and she's sometimes a bit of a, challenge. And if she's talking bad about her consultant, there's a good chance she's going to talk bad about you too. So all I'm going to say, I know Mary Kay says that the customer's always right. Back in 1963, I think there was differences, but we're the ones to uphold what Mary Kay asks of us. So, okay. And then the last I'm going to say is your responsibility to the hostess. Be neat, be prompt, give her best of your abilities, be honest and fair with the hostess, and be generous. Our next chapter that we'll be learning on is class procedures, the actual starter kit thing. I'm gonna go into more organizational things. If you're okay with that, I'm gonna go into more organization and maybe time management, because we have so many things going on. We will post a video of a live party, but if you're okay for right now, I don't have a Tuesday at this time to be one of our new consultant bookings, but we will get it on the schedule for next month, and we can be inviting some people to it, and we can do that. But I can showcase one of our parties, because honestly, with the new flip chart, the outline of the party is shifting just a little bit, even for me, because I want to start using that flip chart, and I'm still in practice as well. So you can see me go through that with one of the parties. We'll do that. But so your challenge for this week, as we're talking about coaching and hostessing, confirming and all of that, and getting those questions out, is again, continue with that goal of getting new appointments on your books. I would bump it to 10 now. You know, you've started and maybe you've got 3, 5, or 7, or 6, or 8 new parties. Get yourself to the 10 mark of 10 appointments, and of those, you want at least half of those to be parties. You know, so my goal would be that you get 5 new parties on your books, and then it could be 5 other types, like sharing appointments or facials or a guest to an event. So that you can then start practicing what we just learned in the coaching process, and questions to send out to them, and promoting some kind of a hostess thing if they are of those that are friends and family that you want to entice with a what's in it for them, right? If it's a lead, like I said, or a new referral or something, I would just say you won ultimate facial with charcoal mask or Microderm, and for you and up to 5 friends, and everyone gets a swag bag. Like, that's kind of their gift. Okay. And for those of you that will be watching the recording, thank you so much. This is my first Facebook. No, it's not even Facebook. It's a Google Hangout YouTube video for our week 2 of boot camp. And as we continue to do them, I might, continue to add new ones as well. But have an amazing week, and I'm gonna end the recording. So yay, did it.